Hello, my name is Lynn, and today I'm going to teach you a little bit about how to deflect negativity. You know, when you're an empath, energy management becomes very important, and it's especially difficult when we're out in public, in crowds, but you know, you have to, right? That's a part of life. You have to interact. You have to be out in the world. So what I'd like to do today is present some tips for how to manage energy when you're in those situations. So we're going to talk about how to deflect negativity as it comes towards you. This is something that I work with students because, you know, it can so easily interfere with the quality of life. You know, we need to be able to engage, interact, and be with those people who raise us up, who are our support systems. And not all of them are empaths. So, you know, they want to go out to the movies, or they want to, you know, go to the concert, or, you know, the mall, if you have teenagers especially. So, you know, in these types of places, you know, you really can be assaulted by negativity. So let's break it down and let's talk about what negative emotions we're talking about when we say, what do I mean when we say negativity? You know, some negative emotions would be things like fear, anxiety, anger, any kind of frustration, and more than just that acute feeling. There are also things to consider of a chronic nature, right? So if you find that you're chronically anxious, or you're suffering from depression, or anything like that, chronic in nature, can make you more susceptible, you know, to make it easier for you to become that emotional sponge, soaking up, because what it does really is it's increasing your sensitivity level. You know, you're becoming hypersensitive. So just kind of knowing that might help you understand why you pick up things so easily. Okay. So the first thing you should do if you find yourself aware, you know, awareness is the first thing I teach. Okay, so you're aware, you're feeling some of this negative emotion coming towards you, then the first thing would be, okay, I've got that feeling again. Let me step out of myself for just a moment and let's scan the room. Okay, or wherever you happen to be. And see if you can't find where that negativity is emanating from. Because if you can identify it with a person, then you can simply kind of remove yourself from their space. You know, that's a really simple thing to do. But first we kind of have to hone in and find where is that emanating from. And, you know, if it's a particular person, we can choose to put more distance between us and them. The other thing you can do is to center yourself. Okay, and what I mean by that is, you know, in the moment, let's do a little bit of grounding work, get really back into our body. Because when we're sensing, right, we're kind of like half in, half out, because we're meeting, right? We're out there sensing, we're meeting. So we want to pull ourselves all the way back in into center. So what I use for this are breathing exercises. I do a 4-count breath where I inhale to the count of 4 slowly. And then you want to hold it for 4, and then slowly exhale to the count of 4. That kind of really puts you back in your body. It automatically decreases the stress, decreases that energy, because you're being pulled to center. Okay, so 3 breaths is usually enough for me, but you'll have to try it on and decide what works for you. Okay, so that's one thing we can do. Another thing that we can do is a full-on chakra cleanse. Now, I think I've covered this in other videos, where you just kind of simply start and see those 7 major chakras, visualize them, and see the negativity leaving. Okay, so you might imagine you're like doing a rotor-rooter, or you're simply running a light hose through, sort of, and letting all of that negativity just drain out and let it ground into the earth. So that's something you can do. Another tip would be, you can shield yourself. I've covered this also, where you pick a shielding method and employ that to kind of create a barrier between you and that negativity coming towards you. Just some common sense things would be, if you know the person is an energy vampire, they've affected you that way before, choose not to be in their company, or set a time limit on how long you're going to spend with them, because sometimes those energy vampires, they end up being our relations. What do? Can't diss mom. So the next best thing to do is try to set a time limit on how much time you spend with them. That way it gives you some measure of control. You can prepare going in, and then you can do your cleansing and your grounding as you need to, and especially when you leave the situation, you want to do some cleansing so you haven't absorbed anything. So just say, you know that you're going to the mall, my favorite place, and we're kind of like preparing for that. What are some things that you could do prophylactically? Well, there's the mindset thing. There's getting energetically ready, but there's also some physical things we can do. I find that eating high protein content helps me be really grounded. That high protein meal helps me stay centered and makes it a little bit easier to deal with whatever's coming towards me. So, think about a high protein snack or a high protein meal before you go into these places. And it's also really important to just have a space available to you. And I mean, the traditional man cave, well, it should be a empath cave, or in my case, a Lynn cave, where I go just to kind of disengage from the world and energies outside myself, to really come into center, ground, and cleanse, and just be in my own energy. That's a necessity, right? Spending some time alone where you can kind of just relax, let it go, process what needs to be processed, and just ground out, all the energies that you've been exposed to, and really come back to you, to being you in a full and centered way. Now, of course, I believe in daily meditation, and I could not conclude this video without saying, some things that you should do daily to help you manage and to help you develop those muscles to deflect negativity are, the daily cleanse, where you go through your chakras and cleanse your chakras, and as I said, you can see it Roto-Rooter down, or you might imagine it as leaving your body in a black cloud, like that dense dark energy collects in a cloud, and you kind of see it move away, and then you want to bring in the light, some bright light, and infuse yourself with that. So the daily energy cleanse is really important, as is daily meditation. So daily meditation, even 10 minutes a day, huge difference. So, those are the things I tell my students are kind of energetic hygiene, must do, and it works. It really works. So, try all these tips, and you'll find more on these subjects on my website at lynnzambrano.com. Visit the blog archives and find other videos and articles that go much more in depth and will help you traverse the energies around you.